Welcome to the Vine Line podcast that we based on John 15:5 that says, I am the vine, and this is Jesus Christ that's talking. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit. Without me, you can do nothing. And it is so important for all of us to be rooted in the vine, Jesus Christ. I am so glad that you're joining us today because we have a couple of very impressive men that I think you're going to enjoy visiting with today. Ken Haney and Jeremy Franklin. Jeremy is a phenomenal pastor at Lake Ridge Baptist Church, and that's where he is serving at the moment. Ken is and that's in Lubbock, Texas. Ken is a licensed professional counselor. He has a private practice, and he also works at the Lubbock Children's Home, which I find very impressive because I don't work with children. They they're a lot of work, and so I'm very, very grateful that there are people like Ken who will work with them. They are both here today to discuss a relationship seminar that's going to be coming up at Lake Ridge Baptist Church on September the 28th. And I'm going to start with Ken. Um, this was your idea, actually, and it started with you. So tell us about the vision, your thoughts that started, and how it evolved into this seminar.
So when I'm working with couples, a very common issue that they're dealing with is lack of communication. And this is, families whose is in crisis or families whose marriage is doing great, but they just feel that communication part needs to be fine-tuned a little bit. And so we're going to be presenting, mine will be about communication comes out of trust. And so we're going to be talking about how do we build trust in a relationship and how do we avoid things that we do that shut the other person down and keep them from being willing to open up. And so we're going to be focused on those skills. We're going to talk about the system of building trust in a relationship and give you some very hands-on tools to know how to go about creating an environment where you feel safe speaking to one another, sharing your heart, sharing your life with them.
And, this started out as a marriage seminar and it's kind of evolved over time. Um, and I think a lot of that has to do is as this was kind of growing and we were talking about it, um, it occurred to us all of us communicate all day long. We communicate in some way. And so it kind of evolved into that relationship seminar, even though a lot of the focus will be on a marriage and the very personal interactions that we have with people that we're close to. So, Jeremy, how do you see this seminar as benefiting our community and individuals?
So let me think about that for a second. But for me, it's going to go back to I've been married myself 27 years. I just celebrated with my parents their 50th wedding anniversary this past weekend, where we got to do a vow renewal ceremony and I got to officiate there. I see uh, first marriage as the foundational relationship for family, for community, for society. Like this is one of the building blocks. This is the building block that makes our community what the community is. That works whether you're talking about the church, that works whether you're talking about the school system, whether you're talking about the government. This marriage relationship is really foundational to all the other relationships that we have, whether it starts with watching how our parents relate to one another, and then how we relate to our own spouses, and then how our kids are going to see how we relate to one another and they relate to their spouses. It's very important that this relationship works and works well so that all of our other relationships work well.
Absolutely. So this is starting out at 10:30 on September the 28th, this coming Sunday. So we want everyone that is interested to come out and be a part of our worship service. Um, what is the next thing on the agenda after the worship service, Jeremy?
So I'm going to, just so everybody knows, we are going to kick off a marriage slash relationship series that Sunday morning. So it'll be kind of like a marriage Sunday for us. We're going to highlight the importance of marriage. And then that afternoon, I think at 3, that's when Ken picks up. We start our first session. Then Gayla, you have the second session at 4 o'clock. Then I'll wrap up at 5 o'clock, and we have a meal at 6.
And the meal, oh my goodness. Orlando's has been so gracious to us, and they are going to be providing some Italian food. So all of you Orlando fans, just come all day just for the food. Um, you'll get to learn some things along the way. The other thing that's going on is the Ruffled Cup has agreed to make all kinds of cupcakes. So the food part is going to be yummy, just letting you know. Um, so, Ken, you and I both know that we can give CEUs. You want to say something about the CEUs for people that are licensed?
Yeah, if you have a license, then as you know, you're required to have a certain number of CEUs between every license renewal period. And so we're going to be able to grant CEUs to any therapist who want to come. Uh, and it's an extra bonus for you to.
Absolutely. Yeah, but 3 CEUs we can do for LPCs, LMFTs, and social workers. I've had some RNs ask if they can come, and I'm like, sorry. Yeah, apparently you have to be an RN to give RNs CEUs. They have their own code of ethics, I guess. Okay, so thank you both for being a part of this and for allowing me to be a part of it and asking me to get to hang out with you guys this coming Sunday. And for those of you in the audience that follow G&G Ministries, because this podcast is a part of our ministry, we have some things coming up this weekend. We have the Peacemakers Relationship Seminar, and would love to see you there. On October 11th, Gary and I will be in Mineral Wells, Marble Falls with Courtney Richards. And a lot of you know her. She does a lot of work with women's ministries all over the United States. And so we're excited to be with her. And it will be at the Equip Room, but you can look on her website and see that. And then on October the 24th and 25th, Gary and I will be with Jennifer Rothschild, and she'll be here in Lubbock, and we'll let you guys know more about that as it gets closer to time. Thank you for listening today. We pray that you have a very blessed week. And if you can come at all to this relationship seminar, we would love for you to be there, because it's going to be a time of learning and growing and just getting to know yourself and your own communication. Have a blessed week.